Hey guys, Walt, Dirtfoot Racing here. Just a little channel update, kind of update what's been going on around here. This is the bike that I built, and we used it in back in May. There was a 3-hour endurance race up in Ocala, Florida, and me and Mark from Dirtfoot Racing were the riders. My son Will was the crew captain, as we'll say. We did really well. I felt we were out there riding the whole time. I felt we were very competitive, but as happens in racing, the little C-clip inside there, or E-clip that holds the cable on, broke, and it stopped working. We tried to fix it, tried to swap out carbs. It wasn't working right. So that was at about we were about over three quarters of the way of the race finished. But me and Mark were out there hitting it hard the whole time on this bike, and I think we would have been up in one of the contenders. So at any rate, since then I ordered a new carburetor. I went on vacation and been away for a while, but I'm back. I finally put the carb on today, started up, she runs. So now I've got to take this bike apart and paint things and make things pretty. Because right now is just all in the state of the way it was built, and you can see all the welds and all that stuff. But anyways, you can get an idea what I did to start out as one of those Mega Moto 212 kits from Go Power Sports. No suspension on the rear, much abbreviated suspension in the front. Basically, I used the Metal Fab Creations monoshock kit, welded that in, did my frame bracing here, moved the foot pegs to a more motorcyclish position versus a mini bike type setup. Besides the foot pegs that were on there, they bent really easy. So yeah, I did that. Went to a 20-inch diameter tire instead of the 19s, and those terrible tires they put on these mini bikes. So the ones that don't have any gription, they're made for street. But anyways, did that. On the engine, it was a Tolleson 212 that came with the kit. It was electric start. I took the starter off. Bought one of those as an experiment. Bought one of those cheap $30 flywheels. Installed that. Removed the governor. It's got the stock rod in there. And this is my over-the-top intake manifold with this style of carburetor here. I like this because it doesn't stick out the side of the bike. I experimented with one out here, but I felt like my leg was going to hit it and knock it off. So maybe if you have your foot pegs up here, it's not so much, but every race you go to, you see air filters laying on the track. So this is never in the way if you fall down or you crash or you get weird. What else we do here? Up front, the triple tree I built using part of the old triple tree. Welded up this new arrangement, longer forks, offset front axle. Had to make my own front axle from bar stock because there wasn't none available for this configuration. Used a front disc off of a Go Power Sports brake kit that Mark at Dirtfoot Racing donated to me. Worked out great. I gotta redo the bracket that actually holds the caliper on, because you can see I'm only getting a partial engagement. That caliper needs to be swung up closer to the fork, so I gotta cut out a new one, fix that. Fuel tank, made that custom tank for this bike. Once again, not in the way of anything. All welded up out of steel. I'm surprised these stayed on the whole race, but they did. See how easy that came off? But modified those so they fit there. That's a Dirtfoot Racing cap and fitting that goes in the tank. We have those we sell on eBay. Nothing's fancy inside there, just pretty much straight up torque converter with I think it's a Torquezilla one in there that I'm using as far as the driver. Oh, excuse me. Custom made exhaust. Keep it tucked in like the intake, so it's not in the way, not burning your leg if you fall over. and it's, you know, just a cleaner fit. So, yep, got to take it all apart. I want to do something with this seat. This seat is okay, but I want to do a new one where it's got more padding on it. The idea behind this bike was to do the Go Power Sports 180 coming up in November. We'll see if that happens or not. I think this would be a good contender in that race. These tires and the tire tread, the knobby, they actually worked pretty well in this race. I didn't. The track was clay and started out kind of damp, and then it would dry out. But no, they seemed to get pretty good traction. Yeah, besides having like the more straight up mud tires, wasn't really needed there. As far as gearing goes, this thing is stock like it came from Go Power Sports. I haven't changed anything. I was thinking about going to a larger diameter rear, but at the moment it seems to be working pretty well. I did make my own chain guide / tensioner, which is right there, and it works damn well. Had the chain come off one time during the endurance race, but that's because the chain got loose. We had to tighten it up. Once it was kept at the proper tension, it didn't come off at all. One thing about these kits from Metal Fab Creations is the shock that they recommend. They don't sell it, but they recommend it. Has a seriously heavy spring in it. So one of the things we have to do is try to find a lighter weight spring, get a little more actual suspension movement. But for this race, it worked out really well. No problems at all. Like I said, we were in contention. I have a feeling we'd have been up in the top of the finishers. So until that damn clip broke inside there. Anyhow, enough whining about that. But yeah, overall, I had somebody that wanted to buy this thing from me really bad up there at that race. So you know, I guess it looks cool. Works pretty well too. Handlebar risers to get it up a little higher. Used the stock fenders, just notched it out for the spring in the back. But yeah, all these parts, aside from the stuff I made, were bought off of Amazon or eBay, one of the two. These are larger diameter than the stock forks, so you can't use the original parts, the Triple Tree stuff. You can't use it, so that's why I had to fabricate my own stuff. Anyhow, I'm gonna take her apart, get her painted up, make her pretty. Fix a couple things one thing I noticed about these half shaft bearings that come from in the kit suck really bad. So need to get some way better quality bearings in there and get that straightened away. But yeah, I mean, with more horsepower, this thing will be even, and a couple lighter riders. This thing would be wicked and scary fast. It is pretty fast as it is right now. So, you know, anyways, that was kind of what I was thinking about doing engine-wise, was doing a Wildcat type build. So we'll see what happens with that. I was really surprised the engine held up really well for being, aside from the $30 flywheel and taking out the governor, everything else is stock, and it performed really well, and it's still running good. So, well, just a little update here. Oh, one thing I'm working on too here in the shop today, I'm back working on a tote goat. I was getting ready to stick the engine back in the tote goat, but they have these rubber isolators between the frame down here and that frame bracket on the ground. So I was going to make some solid ones out of aluminum, but I think I'm going to go ahead and order the isolators and do it like they did. They must have did it for a reason. Maybe it makes it not as shaky to ride, because it's got that 6 horsepower Briggs over there on the ground. So we'll get back working on tote goat, get it going, and you know, see how they did it back in the 60s. All right, guys, take it easy. We'll talk to you later. Walt, Dirtfoot Racing. Talk to you later. See ya.